Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Better Call Saul. Last time on Better Call Saul, we had nailed. Jimmy Sabotage worked as Chuck was humiliated when he got the wrong address for the Mesa Verde new location, I guess it was, and it was a huge setback, and Mesa Verde left HHM and went over back to Kim Wexler. However, Chuck figured out that this was no mistake on his part, and it was sabotage on Jimmy's part, and confronted Jimmy and Kim with this. However, Kim stood up for Jimmy and said, "No, you just made a mistake, and you're taking it out on your brother like you always do." However, Kim does completely know that Jimmy did sabotage him, and is holding in a lot of anger about that. She's just going to try to move on as best she can from that. Then, after filming another commercial, Jimmy needed to go cover up the last bit of evidence of his sabotage, which was the guy, I forgot what his name was, but the guy that works at the Xerox place, and he paid him to make sure that he wouldn't say that he recognized Jimmy, and when Chuck went there, he started having an episode, passed out, and hit his head on the way down, which was pretty rough. Meanwhile, Mike ripped off the cartel and stole $250,000 from them. Hector was pissed, and because Mike let the driver live, the Good Samaritan that found him was killed. So Mike's sabotage, while yes, he did sabotage Hector Salamanca, it basically resulted in the death of an innocent bystander, which is not good. So we see both Jimmy and Mike not exactly doing all the sabotage they want to do, not succeeding the way they want to, basically. But yeah, today is the Season 2 finale of Better Call Saul, which is pretty crazy. It's also pretty crazy because this is about 3 days later after I watched the last episode. So I'm recording this actually a lot earlier than normal, although it's obviously still going out at the same time. But I'm recording this a lot earlier. I wasn't even supposed to record this today. I was supposed to record Prison Break today, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to do that yet. So I swapped it around with Better Call Saul, and yeah, here we are. We're watching Better Call Saul today, which is pretty weird. But yeah, still pretty cool, still pretty good. I'm glad to be watching it because I really do enjoy the show. So any chance I get, I'm gonna jump at the chance to record some more of this. So yeah, with that said, let's just go ahead and jump right into the Season 2 finale of Better Call Saul. Here we go.
Father Brady's in the chapel. Just push the call button if you want to see him.
Is this a flashback? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say because of the coloring, I bet you.
Mom will be okay for a few minutes. It's been 3 days. It could be 3 more.
Oh, it's
Okay.
their mother.
Mom. Mom?
Jimmy.
No, Mom, it's me, Chuck.
Jimmy.
No, Mom. It's
Oh, God.
So this is it then?
I'm sorry.
Did she wake up? Did she say anything?
No.
Damn. Called out for Jimmy, not for him. Ugh. He has to go over there.
Hang tight, Charles. Almost there.
This ain't gonna be good for him. Oh my god, this shot though.
I have a condition.
Man, where's that one doctor when you need her? Oh. Is that the doctor from season 1? Yep.
What about a temporary emergency guardianship? He's in need of medical care so urgent that we can't wait around on court procedure.
Oh, certainly.
And then I take him home, and it's over.
Pending results and proper treatment, yes.
All
And
right.
the judge we can
Temporary
call right now.
guardian.
And how long was I lying on the floor before the ambulance arrived?
About 10 minutes, I think, but I didn't look at the clock.
And yet you were there.
He knows.
Why? Just wanted to see me suffer?
Mr. McGill,
Just wanted to have a laugh at my
I
expense?
called him.
What?
I called Jimmy earlier before I picked you up.
Oh.
He showed up when he did because I called him.
Oh my God,
I was worried
Ernie.
about you, and I called him. I'm sorry. He's really out to get you, Jimmy, and I don't know. You're my friend.
Thanks.
Thanks. Man,
I'll call you tomorrow.
so many people getting caught up in this sibling rivalry. Is this Nacho? Yeah. Man, Nacho looking snazzy though. Oh, Mike is here too. But why? What's he doing?
It's as though I had an allergy to penicillin, and yet you persist on treating my infection with it.
I appreciate the analogy, Charles, but I don't think it quite fits.
This doctor does not.
Have you in and out of radiology before?
She's kind of done with you. They've at least strapped him down, right?
Would you get your workout, please? Because God knows how much longer we're going to be here. I'd feel better if you were doing something, unhospitally.
Unhospitally.
On it.
I'm on it.
Try to be normal.
You are the greatest generation. You didn't start World War
Oh.
II, but you sure as heck finished it. And if that weren't enough, you sent
my
a
God.
rocket. A man who says what he does and does what he says. When you need someone to count on,
Gimme, Jimmy! Gimme, Jimmy!
Gimme Jimmy.
Gimme
Because
Jimmy.
Moxie is in such short supply these days.
Jimmy McGill.
It's not
A
bad.
lawyer you can trust.
Gimme Jimmy.
It's really good, Jimmy. You
That's
made a really good
one
commercial.
step closer to Better Call Saul.
I think you fried his brain with that machine.
Jimmy.
Sorry, this is bullshit.
Jimmy.
What next?
When I first treated Charles, he was in a similar state. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I have to believe that it's just a matter of time before he comes out of it.
It's about how tight she shoots. And this one's tight as they come.
Oh, this guy again.
168 will do it.
Is he
How many boxes? Just the one.
is he planning to kill Hector? Because that ain't
That's
gonna
on
work.
ask.
Dude, this guy is
One last
awesome.
thing.
Yep. He's there.
T stands for temporary, right? You want to go to bed?
No, it's cooler down here. You've done your duty. You can go now. It came out a bit harsh.
No.
Look, I've been zapped and poked and prodded. Now I want to be left alone.
I mean,
Things start
I
going
get
south
that.
for you again. How am I even going to know?
Man, you would think fresh air would be good for him, you know? Oh man, when was the last time he went out to his garage? And why doesn't he have a door to go to his garage? Oh, is this where he keeps all the appliances he doesn't use anymore? Wow, he can't even touch that crap. Oh, Mike. Oh, Mike, what are you doing? Definitely, that's good trigger discipline right there. Well, there's Hector. Oh, what if this, like, puts him in the hospital? Oh, Nacho! Get out of the way. But I know this won't work. It's not gonna shoot through Nacho. No. Ugh. God. Oh. Can't take a chance. Maybe get them back outside. Oh. His car? Someone find him? Don't. Now the guy didn't notice. So presumably they couldn't hear. Ooh. I wonder.
Yeah, get the sunglasses out. It's very bright. Gotta protect the old peepers. You gotta...
Man, those are some
Yep,
industrial
looking sharp.
sunglasses.
Jimmy, Howard just called. He says he's been trying to reach you all morning.
Howard?
So tell them to stop bothering you and leave me a message.
It's about Chuck. It's important, that's all he'll say.
Okay.
In the meantime, who was it who wanted coffee?
Everyone wanted coffee.
Yeah, okay. This young lady will get you coffee. And also donuts, if there are any left.
Guys, you definitely need a receptionist.
Hey, what's up?
Jimmy, I have just one question.
Oh no.
Are you behind this?
Am I behind what?
Did Chuck quit? Chuck cashed out, didn't he? Man, just one quick scene of Howard just shaking. It's like, uh-oh. You know exactly what's happening. Keep going.
You happy now?
Nah. That's
You got a little,
That's a lot of work.
No protection at all. I might as well be standing in the middle of a pasture. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have done this from the start.
You should have done this.
Okay.
See, I think these walls are pretty solid.
What I really need is a proper Faraday cage. That's what I need.
I think we need to sit down.
The super cage.
Break, buddy, please. You retired, not just from HHM, but the law.
So now it's just H,
That's
right?
Not good, Chuck.
Like the first H and the M are gone now.
Hey, how are you gonna retire before you get me disbarred, before you run me out of town on a rail, huh? I'll be the only McGill carrying the family name. You can't have that. Is this because you lost Mesa Verde?
Is he trying to
So
guilt
what?
Jimmy?
Who cares? And hey, if you truly do think that I rat-fucked you on that thing, which I did not.
I can't do the job anymore.
What do you mean? Of course you can do the job.
I made a mistake.
What mistake?
A simple, nothing little bank address. 1216 instead of 1261. I screwed it up. I hurt the client. And then I blamed you. It's this goddamn electricity. It's wearing me down. It's wearing down my faculties.
Oh.
My brain. My mind.
Is he trying to guilt Jimmy
used
into
to be-
confessing?
Time to end it.
This can't be an elaborate way of getting Jimmy to
What if I told you didn't make a mistake? I rat-fucked you.
I don't think that's admissible.
It was me. I would have made Nixon proud. I changed 1261 to 1216.
Oh my god, if that's like...
It was me.
What if he like found a tape
It all went
recorder?
down. I am saying it to make you feel better. Sure shit wouldn't be telling you otherwise. But yes, it's the truth.
I swear if he has an old tape
You'd
recorder.
go to such lengths.
Worked her butt off to get Mesa Verde while you and Howard sat around sipping scotch and chortling. Hamlin, McGill, more like Scrooge and Marley.
Oh, damn.
Him, I thought you'd just say, oh crap, I made a mistake, and go on with your life like a normal person. But oh no, wishful thinking.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
So can I tell Howard you're not quitting or retiring or whatever?
You do realize you just confessed to a felony?
I guess. But you feel better, right? Besides, it's your word against mine.
Oh, I knew it. Oh, that's where it ends. My God. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, I knew it. 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 He had to make it all legit. He had to make it all legit. He sent in a letter to Howard. It got Howard riled up completely. And he had to put the stuff around the house. He had to start putting up everything around the house. He had to make it convincing, and he did, to get Jimmy to confess. He's going to be disbarred. He's going to be completely disbarred. Oh, man. Oh, man. That, oh my God. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's going to get Jimmy completely disbarred. Because he will do anything to make sure that Jimmy McGill is not a lawyer. Oh my God. But what if Jimmy finds out? What if Jimmy somehow gets that tape? I mean, I kind of feel like he has to. Because the thing is, obviously, yes, we know where this ends up. He becomes Saul Goodman, attorney at law. A practicing lawyer. I don't think you're just like, well, you're disbarred, Mr. McGill. It's like, well, could I get reinstated under a new name? Well, I guess so. I don't think that works. You know, he stays in the same town. So I can't imagine that he's completely disbarred. Otherwise, he couldn't become Saul Goodman. And if that's the case, then he needs to somehow get that tape. And you know someone who may be able to get that tape? Mike. If Mike gets that tape, you know what? Chuck, you want to play ball? There is one card that Jimmy has left to play. He hasn't quite needed it yet. But there is one card he can play. There's a card he can play. There is one card he can play, and that's Mike. Speaking of Mike, I 100% believe that was Gus. That had to have been Gus. There's no doubt in my mind that was Gus that did that told him to stop. There's no doubt in my mind that was Gus that did that to get Mike to stop, because Gus would not want him to do this, but this has most likely attracted Gus's attention to Mike. And this is where we'll get that, you know? We'll get this. And even though, I mean, this is why Mike will go along with, you know, taking out the cartel. You know? That was 100% Gustavo Fring. I have no doubt, and I feel like we're going to get him in season 3. My God. What a season, man. What a season. And season 1 was amazing. You know? Like, it's so weird to think about. Because I think someone in the comments said once that it's like, yeah, season 1 is the weakest of Better Call Saul. And, I mean, I've only seen 2 seasons so far, but yeah, I guess you're kind of... I'm getting the feeling that season 1 is going to be the weakest, but it's still fantastic, you know? It's just that while it starts out really high, that just means we keep going higher. Oh my God. Of course, the thing is, I told you guys at the beginning of this video that I'm recording this way earlier than I normally would, but that does mean I have to now wait about a week and a half before I can record the next episode, before I start off season 3. So, luckily for you guys, nothing changes in the upload schedule. Next week, we start season 3, but... Alright, let's hop into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is the death of Jimmy and Chuck's mother. He hates Jimmy. Honestly, at this point, it's not just that... it's interesting because, we had that scene earlier. We had the scene earlier in the season after Kim got sent to doc review. And Jimmy wanted to make things right. And Chuck said, look, I'm your brother, and I love you, but you need to stop, you know? Like, I can't let you keep doing this, you know? And the more this goes on, like, I honestly, you know what we talk about on this show? The fact that Chuck made Jimmy, you know? Everything that Jimmy does as a lawyer, Chuck made him like that, you know? Because he never gave him a chance. Because he, kept him away from HHM. He kept driving him away. He kept him away from Sandpiper. Everything. Jimmy failed as a straight lawyer, as a straight normal lawyer, because of Chuck. Because of Chuck. And that all comes to a head last episode when Kim says that, you know? But if anything, we talk about Chuck keeps driving Jimmy away, and that makes Jimmy worse. If anything, Jimmy's doing the exact same thing to Chuck, making him worse, Where, yes, he did do some terrible things before all of this started, but the more this goes on, the worse things Chuck is doing. keeping him from Sandpiper, you know? Keeping him from Sandpiper, you know, everything that happened with Kim. And then down to, you know, stealing Mesa Verde and everything with, you know, the sabotage leading to, you know, desperately trying to get proof that Jimmy did sabotage him, you know? Because all of this horrible stuff that Chuck does, it's not horrible for him because he's the great Charles McGill, you know? He's the great Charles McGill. Jimmy, he's slipping Jimmy. There's a difference, you know? Where really it's Jimmy and Chuck, but the way it really is it's slipping Jimmy and the great Charles McGill, you know? And this has made everything with Chuck worse. It's just made everything worse. Till now, where he pulls off this elaborate stunt and does actually fool Jimmy. And he gets a confession. He gets a complete confession on tape. And he can use that. He can now use this to get Jimmy disbarred. And I mean, you know, last episode, one thing I didn't mention that I wanted to mention was also when Chuck said, you know, I couldn't believe that my brother would stab me in the back like this. Like, oh, you can't believe he would stab you in the back with changing the documents. Yet you stabbed him in the back twice to keep him out of HHM. Twice. And everything that happened to Kim, like, where Jimmy stabbed Chuck once, Jimmy has been stabbed 5 or 6 times. And now, there it is again. And it's also, again, what Kim said last episode, where it's like, well, your brother is incredibly smart. He'd be a terrible adversary, you know? He would, because he's that smart, he would be dangerous to have as an adversary. And sure enough, he went to all of those lengths, put up all that Nylar, sent in his letter of resignation to Howard, and did all of this. All of this just to get Jimmy to confess. And I mean, if anyone knows if that's, you know, legal, if that would play in a case, I mean, Chuck knows that's exactly what he needs. A full confession to that. Now, the one thing I could think with a judge hearing this, and I don't know, again, I would love to see some legal do this, you know? It's interesting. I'll be very curious to the season 3 episode that he went over, because he's only done, Legal only covered 2 episodes of Better Call Saul, the pilot and then an episode in season 3. I think it's season 3 episode 5. Obviously, again, I haven't watched his video on that because I haven't watched season 3 episode 5 yet. I'm very curious though, so it would be interesting if it was actually about this stuff, because I'm curious if that's it, just a confession. There is literally no other evidence, and you also take into consideration Chuck's, you know, well-being and state of mind. Is that enough? Because I said, it's like, well, Chuck would know that that's what he needs. You know, he just needs a confession because he's this great lawyer. But on the other hand, he could just be so desperate, you know? I mean, even the fact that, it's the fact that there's no evidence, you know, like, all he would have had originally would just be a witness. Now he has, yes, a confession on tape, but I don't know. I don't know how well that would play, but I'm very, very curious, you know? Very, very curious. So, I mean, honestly, that sounds like what we're going to be doing in season 3, you know? Season 3 is going to be wild, I can already tell. Like, from this, with everything that, you know, Jimmy might be disbarred, to the fact that, again, I am 100% convinced we are going to get Gustavo Fring, you know? I'm convinced he was the one that stopped Mike. Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, it's going to be so good. So good. I absolutely love this show. You know, it's interesting because you get shows and they're really good, and then you get spin-offs and they're just not. And this is 100% a terrible example, but you get Friends. And Friends, 10 seasons, really solid all the way through. Then you get the spin-off Joey. And that ain't Friends, you know? It's not amazing. I don't know if it's bad, but it's not amazing. It doesn't live up to the previous show. Or even, you know, you could say that a lot about, you know, I mean, there's a lot of shows that, you know, they'll have a spin-off and it's not amazing or it's not up to stuff, you know, with the original show. I guess to some people that would also be like the Book of Boba Fett to the Mandalorian and stuff. But I absolutely love that there is no difference in quality between Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, you know? And they are technically, you know, very different, you know? It's not just, oh, this is just more Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad was, you know, it was different. The characters, you know, pretty much were different. The characters were different. The situations were different. I mean, the overall main thing of that was cooking meth and the business of that. Whereas this is law and, you know, being a lawyer and stuff like that. And so they are different, which is good. But just, it astounds me how good Better Call Saul is, you know? Like, you almost don't expect spin-offs to be as good as the original, you know? But this, honestly, I would say Better Call Saul is just as good as Breaking Bad. So, okay, other stuff. We had the temporary guardianship so that they could get the tests going, and everything seems to be fine with Chuck. Everything seems to be fine. I'll be very curious if the allergy to electricity is going to go anywhere, you know? Like, what... I feel like we're kind of building to something now, and especially with seeing the doctor there again. I'll be curious if more comes of this, you know? So we'll have to see. Ernie, I really like Ernie sticking up for Jimmy, you know? Ernie sticking up for Jimmy and saying, no, I called him. You know, Ernie doesn't fully understand what's happening, but I like how he, you know, at first I was thinking, well, he's just, you know, well, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like, I was kind of thinking, like, well, he's trying to, you know, make sure that Chuck doesn't go, you know, too wild with his theories and stuff like that, even if they are true. But I like that moment where he says, you know, the way Chuck is talking, he's out to get you, Jimmy, and, well, you're my friend, you know? So I stuck up for you. So, yeah, Ernie. Man, Ernie is so... He's so much like Omar. Just the two of them, like, the two of them are so good. I want Ernie to go over to Davis and Maine and be bros with Omar, you know? Kick out Aaron or something. Aaron should probably go over to HHM, actually. I think she'd be more suited for HHM. She could work with the robot known as Howard Hamlin. So yeah. I like Jimmy's new commercial. Where I can only assume that... Now, granted, there was the one old lady, the one elderly lady who... I think she's the same one that was in Jimmy's last commercial. And I think she's also... So, I think she's the one with the Alpine Shepherd boy stuff. And So they probably, got full permission to go in and film more for her. But I can only assume that all of those other location shots were all just places where like, all right, go, go, go. We got to get in there. We got to get in there, film, and get the hell out of here. But I like that. And then the tagline, "Gimme Jimmy," which is good. It's very, very catchy. And I like that that's sort of our prototype of Better Call Saul, Give me Jimmy. So, my nose is getting stuffy. Oy. So I like that. We had the coma that, now it's interesting that the doctor there said it was a self-induced coma, which is interesting. She's definitely thinking that this is all just in Chuck's head, which is interesting. But then again, Chuck doesn't see any good in Jimmy, He doesn't see any good in Jimmy. That is like, he's still going on about this whole thing, even though Jimmy did take him home. He did take him home. He didn't have him committed. He took him home, Ooh, that could be another card for Jimmy to play. If he does, oh my God, in order to make sure he doesn't get disbarred by this confession, if he commits Chuck, if he commits him, then that could get that overturned, maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't know how this will work, but that could be something that Jimmy does, I thought about recording more today. I was like, if I've got time, I can probably record JoJo or something today. And I was like, you know what? I think I might stop after this episode because my voice is starting to go. But Jimmy, he fell for it, fool. He fell for it. He fell for the Faraday cage and the retirement, all to get that confession. Chuck got it, and I love that. That's where it ends. That's where this season ends. Is Chuck getting the confession on tape? I'm so glad I figured that out too, because sometimes I can figure some stuff out sometimes, but there are moments where I'll watch something like, oh my God, it was that, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of obvious, So sometimes I just won't catch the obvious, but between this and especially when he was going on, I was like, oh, and I blamed you, Jimmy, and I was like, I don't buy this. I don't buy this. Like, oh, I made a mistake. Like, I don't buy this. And I remember it was like, wait, he went to his garage. He was looking for something, and I was like, oh my God, if he got a freaking tape recorder. And sure enough, he did. It's a good thing that he had working batteries in that. Like, it's a good thing he didn't have corroded batteries in there. But oh well. But yeah, he struck another blow in the McGill brothers civil war. And then meanwhile, Mike, ready to assassinate Hector. The only reason he didn't was because Nacho got in the way. Unknowingly. But he was going to straight up assassinate Hector Salamanca. But then, after hearing that horn, he got the note. Don't. And I can only assume that is Gus. Because who would stop Mike, but make sure that the cartel didn't know, It's gotta be Gus. I think we're getting Gus next season. I think we're gonna get Gus next season, and I'm so excited for more of Gus. Oh, I think next season is going to be a very big turning point. Not saying he's gonna finally be Saul Goodman. It's like, I'm not sure when that'll ever happen. If it does, maybe that'll just be the end of the show. But I think next season is going to be a very big turning point for both Jimmy and Mike. So So yeah, I'm very, very excited to see where we are going. Unfortunately, I have to wait a little bit longer before I watch the next episode. But you guys are just, I mean, you gotta wait, but you just gotta wait the normal amount. We'll be back next week with Season 3, Episode 1, which is very, very exciting. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Better Call Saul reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Breaking Bad reactions. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.